everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this quilt star wall hanging out of wood. The tools you're going to need are going to be a table saw, miter saw, sander, pin nailer, brad nailer, and drills. This project can be customized to be a little bit smaller if you'd like. Mine is quite large and measures roughly 42 inches long by 24 inches high. It can also be displayed as a wall hanging or propped up against the wall, and I have mine placed horizontally, but you could also display it vertically. If you like the looks of this project and would like to make one for yourself, stay with me and I'll show you how I did it. This is the material I'm using. I have 1/2 inch plywood and I cut it into 10 by 10 inch pieces. I'm going to be making each branch of the star or snowflake. This is 1/2 inch thick, and this piece is 3 inches from the short point to the long point. So for each board, you'll need roughly 2 feet of these pieces. And I cut mine at 1 3/4 inches. I was able to cut the width on my table saw, but when I brought it over here, I can't make a full 10-inch cut. If you don't have a cross sled or a saw that is going to cut this or some means, you might want to adapt this and make it an 8 by 8. You're going to need at least 16 feet of the boards that are going to make the snowflakes. I think it's easier to paint these boards first, the colors that they're going to be, and then come over here. And I'm going to set up like a stop block to make cutting go precise and fast. So my next step is going to be painting 1/2 of these backgrounds white, 1/2 of these boards white, and then I think I'm going to do like a gray on white tone, a blue on white, a red on white, and a green on white. I'll be splitting all of these up and painting them to the colors that they're going to end up, but I think it helps to do them in batches rather, like I said, rather than cutting dinky pieces like this and trying to paint them. It'll go a lot faster if I just paint the board. So that is my next step. I'm going to use a flat white primer, and this is actually 1/2 of the material. This is the board I'm going to be painting green, and just so I can kind of wrap my head, 1/2 of them are going to be this way and 1/2 are actually going to be that way. So I'm kind of going to trace this out. So I'm just going to kind of figure out my spacing. 1, 2, and I'm leaving some room for where the blade is going to cut. 3. I want this to be green. I'm going to leave this. There's just a little bit left, but basically I just kind of, to get my head around it, I just kind of marked where my cuts are going to be, and I'm going to paint. I'm going to stop painting after this part in case I need this for some of the other colors. And I also think that I might want to water this paint down a little bit. Got this. This is like a really frog green. I think that's going to work out. I might add a little bit more paint, and I might have to hit it a couple times, but I want to, it really has a pretty grain to it, and I wanted that to be seen when the pieces are cut. So I think I am going to add a little bit more so it's a little bit thicker. I think that's actually going to cover pretty well. And if the wood shows through a little bit, I'm okay with that. I'm now at the point where I can start cutting my pieces. So I have my miter saw set to 45 degrees, and this is going to be my sample piece. I'm going to use a stop block to make the cuts even and go so much faster. So I'm going to lock my saw down in place, I'm going to push this right up next to the saw blade, and then I'm going to get another 45-degree piece and clamp it down so that this will butt against it. Okay, so because half of my cuts are going to be on this white, I need 16 facing this way and 16 facing that way. Okay, so the first strip I did cut with the paint down, and now I'm doing the paint up. So just make sure that you end up with the correct opposites of each other. See, and these are gonna need touched up a little bit because all of the rough edges now don't have paint on them. So what I'll probably do is like line them up and paint them all at one time rather than picking each individual one up and painting it. I'll lay them like that. Okay, now I'm gonna start cutting my colors, being mindful of the right and the left, which one I'm on. So I need 4 and 4 of each color. I'm at the fun part. I'm going to use a little jig that I made. It's 5 inches across so that I know to find center. I'm just going to use this and kind of line up the right half and then do the left half. So I've got my tight bond. I'm going to put that on the back of each piece. I have some sandpaper. I believe it's 120 grit. I'm going to kind of rough them up a little bit. And then I have 23 gauge headless pin nails. That looks to be about 3/4 inch. So whatever size you use, just make sure that it's enough to go through this top piece into the second piece, but not go all the way and puncture through. So this one will work out perfect, and I think I have a pretty decent supply of these. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna line this up. I might clamp this board to keep it from moving, but I'm gonna work right section, then left section, and I've also marked here where my center is as a guide, and I really like using jigs. It'll make everything uniform because these are all going to be lined up, and if there's a little bit of a mistake, it'll show. So that is the next step, and I will get action shots of that. Okay, here's my first one. I'm gonna let that dry. I'll go back and sand it because some of these edges, when they come together, for whatever reason, they look like some of the edges are a little bit higher. So I'm probably gonna hit that, and then I can repaint and paint and fill in those holes. Very pretty. I am finally at the point where I can frame this. I went out in my pole barn and found some scrap wood that I have. I believe it's cedar. That's what it smelled like when I was cutting it. Now, I had originally thought that I would want to put pieces going vertically in between. However, I have just enough to run at the full length. If I added pieces, then it would be this piece around the top and the bottom, and actually the middle would be too short. So I'm going to frame it up just like this with butt joints in the corner. So I'm going to be using a lot of glue and some clamps, and that will be the last part. And I will come back on and show you the final reveal. So I thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can also find me. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook as well. So look me up there too. As always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take care.